If you were one of those people that were hoping that microtransactions and loot boxes were going to go to the way of the dodo bird, or at least lessen as we go forward in the future, well, I have some very bad news for you. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And really quickly, if you missed my last video, it's about why I prefer remakes and remasters rather than backwards compatibility. But on to the topic at hand. I know there are a lot of people who make videos detailing about microtransaction loot boxes and why you shouldn't buy them. And I expect them tomorrow to make some angry videos because Activision Blizzard just posted their earnings report. And man, oh man, oh man, they are making some serious bank on microtransactions to the tune of $4 billion. That's right, not 4 million, 4 billion with a B. In fact, they made more money on microtransactions than they actually do selling the games that sell the microtransactions. It's kind of funny. But yeah, that is a staggering amount of money. And what they call it in-game net bookings includes DLC sales, loot boxes. Now, granted, the $4 billion, 2 of that was from Activision's own King, which runs Candy Crush, but the other $2 billion was on console. Now, they're not the only company talking about record profits for DLC. I mean, even last week or a few days ago, the Take-Two CEO was talking about how Grand Theft Auto Online just had its best quarter ever and the best year ever. How Grand Theft Auto Online is the gift that keeps on giving. How NBA 2K18 is doing better than last year. Even more microtransactions, money for that game. Every single company that does this stuff is posting record profits. And this kind of flies in the face of the people that hate this practice, that rally against it, that post online about it, they're posting the forums, or make videos on YouTube. Now, I don't like microtransactions. I don't like DLC is one thing. If it adds a new campaign, I'm cool with that. Like the recently released Shadow of War DLC. I'm fine with DLC in general as long as I feel it's something of value. But of course, what is of value for me may not exactly be of value for you. Some people enjoy buying a red skin for their gun for $3, where I would never spend any type of money on that. But that's where we differ. Now, a lot of people don't like loot boxes, and a lot of people were hoping it would go away. I mean, EA recently had the whole fiasco with Star Wars Battlefront 2, but even then, didn't really do much. Sure, they lost $3 million in sales from 10 million to 7 million, but they're bringing it back. And it didn't really affect their stock price because they're at an all-time high. So it's you have a situation here where all these companies are just posting record profits for DLC microtransactions. All these games that come out have some sort of hook to get you playing, like Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, Hearthstone, Call of Duty. They all have it. And we always say, speak with your wallet, right? I don't buy loot boxes. I've never bought a loot box. I'm speaking with my wallet when I do so. But the problem is when they're making $2 billion on console, that means there are millions of people out there speaking with their wallet and saying, I'm cool with microtransactions and DLC and loot boxes. Their voices are being heard way more than ours. Because clearly, Activision Blizzard is making $4 billion. They know their audience wants this stuff. And they're just giving the audience what they want. I mean, because you got to figure the people that are doing this are just someone who just buys Call of Duty for the year and plays it. Have no issue buying supply points or whatever it is. Or someone who buys FIFA and plays it all year. No issue investing in FIFA Ultimate Team or Madden or any of those other games. Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, you name it. Most people only buy and play 2 games a year. That's what the statistics show. And those people may not have an issue buying these type of things. Whereas a hardcore gamer like myself, I don't buy loot boxes. I only buy DLC if it's for content that I feel is good or that I want to play. Like I said, that's really up to each individual. And loot boxes aren't going anywhere unless, of course, the government steps in, which I can't really see happening. But with all these different corporations making all this type of money, huge amounts of money, not only Activision, not only EA, not only Take-Two, but Microsoft and Sony as well. Even though Sony may not have that many games that delve into that, they do profit off the sale of these things on their store, just like Microsoft and just like Nintendo will whenever their fully online comes into play. They're all kind of partners in this. The problem is, we're the vocal minority. Some people used to think that we were the vocal majority, that our voices matter. When people say this stuff, the corporations listen. But clearly, when you're making this type of money, you are the vocal minority. And the regular gamer out there, I know the term is used derogatory sometimes, the casual in quotes, they clearly don't have an issue. And these companies are listening to them. And because they're speaking with their wallets, and while we're speaking with ours, theirs are heard in greater quantities and greater numbers than ours ever will. So I'm afraid the microtransaction DLC loot box is probably a staple from here on out. If you're hoping for it to change, it won't happen unless, of course, you want to pray for government intervention. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want the government stepping in to oversee loot boxes. So I'd rather have loot boxes and no government intervention than government intervention in video games, because that's a slippery slope once you kind of go down that path. I'd rather have the government not involved at all. Maybe if there's a threat of government intervention, the video game industry will self-police. But that isn't a topic for another video. This is just talking about the staggering amount of money that they're making on microtransactions. It's ridiculous. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Do you like loot boxes? Do you want to see them go away? Are you astonished by how much money these corporations are making? Make your voice heard in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button to show your support for the channel. Share this out on social media. Subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't already. I really appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to watch my videos. It means so much to me. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.